What's up everyone, welcome back. I have got a special one for you today. Behind me here, I got the Smart Gym Setup Gym Monster by Speediance. Now I've been trying out this machine for the past couple weeks and I've got a lot to say about it. So let's jump right in. Okay, first off, what the heck is a smart gym? If you saw this thing even 10 years ago, you'd be like, what the heck is this? Basically, it's an all-encompassing gym that can essentially fit anywhere. I'm in a 100 square foot bedroom right now with a queen size bed, a desk, and the gym monster, and there's plenty of space. It's got a whole bunch of tech inside that I frankly don't know how it works, but boy does it work. Alright, first things first, let's talk about the unboxing experience. I don't really know how, but the gym monster arrives fully assembled, which is a huge plus because this thing is big. The only downside is that it's a freaking huge box. Like, I wasn't even home when the package arrived, so when my wife texted me a video of what it looked like, I just started laughing out loud. But honestly, I would much rather it have come assembled than it not, and I'd have to spend hours on end putting it together. I mean, you can literally plug it in and start using it minutes after you get it out of the box. Now, I'd recommend opening it up outside and then bringing all the parts inside because, again, it's a huge box, and I may or may not have not done that, which is why I'm recommending the opposite. Also, make sure if you live in a rainy place like Hawaii, you don't leave it outside because it did rain a little bit on the box and luckily I got it in quick enough before there was any moisture that could set in. Now once it's outside the box, the setup is a breeze. It's designed to be foldable so you can really put it anywhere. If you need to store it, you could throw it in a closet. It's kind of like a treadmill, but even smaller than that. It also does have wheels, so if you need to move it somewhere, it's pretty easy. So yeah, trust me when I say you can fit this thing virtually anywhere, which is huge for us because we don't have a big living space. And so the fact that I can put it in a 100 square foot room with a queen size bed and a desk kind of speaks volume to it. So if you're tight on space like us, it really is a game changer. Like, I'll be totally honest, when this first got here, I was kind of worried because I had no idea where we would put it. There's like no space in this house, and yet somehow it made its way right there. Now once you found a spot for it, you literally just plug it in and turn it on. It's that easy. You'll want to get the accompanying mobile app Speediance as well. So as far as unboxing and setup goes, 10 out of 10 for sure. Now let's look into some features. The Gym Monster is packed with a ton of tech that's supposed to make your workouts easier and more fun. The smart touchscreen that you see behind me is the hub of the entire thing. It's super responsive, easy to navigate, and it kind of reminds me of like an Apple interface. Like, it's pretty sleek and it's just easy to work with. At first, it kind of looked like a McDonald's mobile ordering app thing in the stores, but it's better than that. So you basically do everything on the touchscreen. Whether you're selecting a workout or adjusting some settings, it's all there on the screen. Probably the most notable feature of the Gym Monster is its magnetic resistance. Literally the closest thing to magic. Now, this was my first time using magnetic resistance, and so I started off a little shaky, as you can see here, but after a few reps, I started to get used to it. There's absolutely no weights, but the resistance goes up to 220 pounds, which is crazy. On top of this, you have 4 different smart modes. First off, there's the constant mode, which acts like normal barbell or dumbbell. Then there's the eccentric or chain mode, which makes the weight either heavier on the way up or the way down. And then there's my personal favorite, the spotter mode. The spotter mode is just what it sounds like. It adjusts your weight based on how you're doing the rep. So if you're really struggling, it's going to tone down the weight a little bit. Basically, you always have a spotter and you can push yourself to or close to failure every single time. This is a huge one for me because if you want to maximize your strength and your gains, you need to lift heavy and near failure, which can be really dangerous if you're by yourself and you don't have a spotter. So if you have no friends like me, go get yourself a Gym Monster. That was stupid. Anyways, now along with these 4 modes, there's also the safety feature that detects if the weight is unbalanced and it'll save your butt. Imagine you're doing a barbell squat and you start to tilt to one side, you are donezo. But fortunately here, since it's so smart and techy, if it gets too unbalanced, it'll just cut the weight so that you don't get hurt. Another mode that they have is the partner mode. Now, to be honest, this is not one of my favorite features, and I think they gotta fix this a little bit. What I would imagine partnered mode to be is where you can set up 2 different profiles, and one person can go, and then you can go. And then you do bench, and then they do bench, and then you do squat, and then they do squat, and it records it separately to your profiles. Unfortunately, that's not what this mode is. Instead, you have the machine going at the same time, meaning each person can only use one cable, so you can't do any bar stuff. And if the attachments aren't at the same level, it actually wigs out on you. So it's kind of a useless feature for me personally. The only realistic way I could see myself using this feature is if I wanted to superset 2 different exercises, but even then, the tracking would get all messed up, and so it probably just wouldn't work out. So yeah, hopefully they update this soon. Now there's a bunch of attachments that come with Gym Monster, and you can pretty much do any workout or exercise you can think of, besides maybe powerlifting. But fortunately, not many people are doing clean and jerks and snatches, so you're probably good on that front. Also, I should say with the weights, it is kind of a learning curve with the resistance instead of actual physical weight, because it says it goes up to 220 pounds, but sometimes I feel like it's a little heavier. at least on some movements. On actual cable movements like tricep pushdown or seated row, it's pretty accurate. But on something like bench press or squat, where it's normally not with cables, for whatever reason, it's felt super heavy for me. So for example, I was benching the other day and I was doing 135, which would just be one plate on both sides. That's normally like, you know, a warm-up weight, except I was kind of struggling with it. And maybe I was positioned a little weird, but I've tried kind of troubleshooting it, and it seems like it's a little bit tougher, which I'm not really complaining about, because that means theoretically you could go a little above 220. And at the end of the day, as long as you're pushing harder than you were the last time, shout out Greg Doucette, you should still be able to make good gains. And yeah, if I can't max this machine out, you probably can't either. Now let's talk about the catalog of exercises. Holy cow, there are a lot of workouts programmed in this machine. Now if you do purchase this machine right now, you do get lifetime access to the whole catalog, and they're constantly adding new workouts and exercises to it, so you'll always have access. This is a big plus in my mind, because I hate when you have to invest in a big piece of equipment and then you still have to pay a monthly fee on top of it. I'm looking at you, Peloton, but I do know they're planning on doing this in the future, so if you're sitting on the fence of buying this, I would just do it right now when you can lock that in. Now when you actually go to lift, there's three options. You can either choose free lift, where you do whatever you want, you choose one of their programmed workouts, or you can program your own workout and then select from that. Since I personally have a number of years under my belt working out, I mostly just choose the free lift. However, you could have absolutely zero experience working out, and this would be a great machine for you, because it could totally hold your hand through everything and just tell you exactly what to do, how much to lift, how much weight to do, and you're golden. So yeah, just pick a program you like and just run with it. Now this next feature needs a section of its own, because it is just so in-depth, and that is data. One of the advantages of having a smart machine like this over traditional weights is how much data it can track. So if you're a numbers junkie like me, you will be in heaven. Not only does it track the simple things like sets, reps, weights, and more, but it tracks how much power you're exerting for each rep, your time under tension, your personal best, your overall workout load, and much, much more. It also goes in depth just enough for number nerds like me, but it also displays it in a way where if you're a total noob or you just don't care about numbers, you're not overwhelmed by it. These are all saved under your personal profile, which is cool because you can access them on the go on their mobile app. And they're constantly updating it because they actually listen to customer feedback, which is kind of sad because that's becoming more of a rarity these days. It's super cool because you can look up super old review videos of the Gym Monster, and since then they've fixed and patched a ton of those things. They're always either looking to update the software, or if that doesn't work, the firmware. This is literally one of the coolest parts of the whole gym, in my opinion. It's so simple, yet so genius at the same time. All this little thing does is it lets you turn on and off the resistance, or turn up or down the weight. And honestly, I don't know how you would even function without this thing, because sometimes it's a little awkward getting into some positions, and if the weight was on, I don't even know how you'd get into the position. But with this, you just get into position, you get all ready, and then boom, click on, do your lifts, boom, click off. Oh, it's too light. Up the resistance, turn on, go. It's so simple, but it's like cool and it's nice. I don't know, futuristic, you know? Instant weight, instant zero weight. Now, speaking of software updates, this next one is revolutionary. So we just talked about how much data and metrics this thing records. But with this newest update, Speediance really puts all this data to work. Now they have an AI coach that recommends the exact weight that you need based off velocity-based training. This is a type of training that is reliant solely on data and helps you work out smarter, not harder. The new velocity-based training is super easy to use and integrates seamlessly with the current Gym Monster software. So basically you can test your 1 rep max in any type of movement, and from that the Gym Monster will tell you exactly what weight you need to do for that exercise to gain strength or muscle. This truly is an awesome feature, because one of the hardest parts about working out is just choosing the right weight. Is it too heavy? Is it too light? What do I do? Speediance is already a trusted leader in the fitness industry, and having this update will just help you reach your fitness goals that much faster. You can learn more about this velocity-based training on Speediance's website, speediance.com, and be sure to use the code ALEXOFF for a discount. Now let's talk about my personal experience with the Speediance Gym Monster. So I've been using this thing for a few weeks now, and I honestly really like it. It does take a little bit of getting used to if you normally just work out at a gym or a home gym or something, but I can honestly say it's been kind of a fun experience. It feels like different from ordinary working out. It feels like a 21st century workout. But yeah, I mostly use the free lift session, and I am able to get in all of my normal workouts that I would do outside. I've been able to implement more exercises though, because I never had a cable machine and I only had barbells and dumbbells. So this, at the least, has helped me expand my catalog of exercises, which is always a good thing. For me personally, I don't think it's going to completely replace my gym outside. However, it's going to be a great supplement, and I've already just used it a lot. And especially since my normal gym setup is outside, it's prone to all the elements of the sun, rain, wind, and so this is a really good option if it ever is raining or whatnot. Because when it comes down to it, a lot of people just don't have space. And if you don't have space and you want a home gym, this has it all. So maybe if I had my own dream gym and I had tens of thousands of dollars to spend on vamping out, that would be great. But since I don't have that, this is a really great option. Now let's talk about price and who this is for. Listen, at a glance, the Gym Monster can seem a little expensive, but for everything that you get, I really think it's a fair price. Not to knock my setup I have outside, but that costs way more than this Gym Monster would normally cost. And I can't even do everything I can do with the Gym Monster outside. Not to mention all the tech stuff, the exercise library, the software updates, the minimal space it requires. When it comes down to it, there's nothing I love more than working out with some good barbells and plates, but this is just honestly way more convenient. So in the end, I will probably end up using both quite a bit. But if it was just this versus a normal gym, I'd say this wins most of the time. With all the different fees and gas money and parking and all the other issues that come with normal public gyms, this thing will pay itself off in no time, and it'll probably save you a lot of time. Now, if you guys are interested in purchasing the Gym Monster, use code ALEXOFF for $120 off your order. You'll also be supporting me, so I appreciate it. I will be making another video in about a month's time, so if you have any questions regarding the Gym Monster by Speediance, be sure to let me know down in the comments because I'm sure there's stuff that I missed, and I'll see you in the next one.